The tragic story of Amber Thurman, a consequence of restrictive abortion laws. In August 2022, Amber Thurman, a 28-year-old single mother from Georgia, died after complications from a self-managed abortion. Her death highlights the devastating consequences of restrictive abortion laws in America following the overturning of Roe v. Wade by the U.S. Supreme Court earlier that year. Amber was a medical assistant and aspiring nurse, raising her 6-year-old son alone. When she discovered she was pregnant with twins, she decided early on to terminate the pregnancy. However, Georgia's Living Infants Fairness and Equality Act, Life Act, which banned abortions after 6 weeks, made it nearly impossible for her to access care locally. With limited options, Amber traveled to North Carolina, where abortion remained legal, but traffic delays caused her to miss her scheduled surgical procedure. Instead, she opted for a chemical abortion using pills, mifepristone and misoprostol, which she took as instructed. Days later, Amber began experiencing severe cramping and bleeding, common side effects of a chemical abortion. But her symptoms worsened, leading to vomiting blood and eventually losing consciousness at home. Her boyfriend called 911 and she was rushed to Piedmont Henry Hospital in Stockbridge, Georgia. Doctors quickly diagnosed her with sepsis, a life-threatening infection caused by retained fetal tissue. To save her life, they needed to perform a dilation and curettage, D&C, to remove the remaining tissue. However, fearing prosecution under Georgia's strict abortion ban, the medical team hesitated. They started her on antibiotics, but delayed the D&C for nearly 24 hours while her condition deteriorated. By the time doctors finally performed the procedure, Amber's organs had already begun to fail. She died on the operating table, leaving behind her young son. Her death certificate listed septic shock and retained products of conception as the causes of death, a rare outcome in modern medicine due to the availability of timely medical interventions before the implementation of such restrictive laws. Amber's story gained national attention thanks to investigative reporting by ProPublica. Experts concluded that her death could have been prevented if doctors had acted sooner. The case underscores how vague language in Georgia's Life Act and similar legislation across the country forces healthcare providers to prioritize legal risks over patient care. This hesitation is not an isolated incident. Since Roe v. Wade was overturned, numerous women have faced preventable health crises because of restrictive abortion laws. For example, Candy Miller, another Georgia woman, also died after attempting a self-managed abortion at home due to fear of seeking help under the state's harsh regulations. Similarly, Jocelyn Barnaker, a Texas mother, succumbed to an infection after being denied immediate treatment for a miscarriage until it was too late. These cases illustrate the broader impact of policies that criminalize reproductive health care, disproportionately affecting vulnerable populations. The overturning of Roe v. Wade allowed states like Georgia, Texas, and Idaho to enact some of the strictest abortion bans in decades. Many of these laws include vaguely worded exceptions for when a mother's life is in danger, creating confusion among medical professionals who fear prosecution. As a result, maternal mortality rates are rising, clinics are closing, and doctors are leaving states with restrictive laws, leaving pregnant individuals without essential care. Amber Thurman's tragic death serves as a stark reminder of what happens when ideology overrides evidence-based medicine. Before her surgery, she asked her mother to promise to take care of her son. A heartbreaking testament to the human cost of these policies. Advocates argue that until lawmakers prioritize living women over hypothetical lives, stories like Amber's will continue to unfold across America. This narrative calls for action. Speak up, advocate for reproductive rights, and vote. Because every decision matters, not just for women seeking abortions, but for all those needing maternal health care. Until systemic change occurs, countless others remain at risk.